Did you forget how we do it?
Nope. You were rude to me before we started, and I'm not going to follow direction.
Well, happy 2012 to you too.
That's going to be my new start, not following direction.
Not following direction. Well, I guess if Joey can do that, then he can edit out that part.
I don't think that it was Joey that pissed me off.
Okay.
Yeah. I was here before 8.
Which time zone?
This time zone.
This time zone. You said 7:30 to 7:45. I just want to point that out.
So I'm right on Ophelia time.
Yes. Your boobs look amazing tonight.
I was parking at 7:46, so that's good.
How are you?
That friggin' Rite Aid truck is blocking that street again.
Oh, God. See, this is how it goes.
Important things.
It's irritating to me, but anyways, I'm good.
How are you? You're good?
I'm good. And joining us tonight
is the fabulous Christina Bruce.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Did you have a Happy New Year?
Yes. Very happy. Did you?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Do anything special?
Bet you did.
I was in bed at 10 o'clock.
I don't believe you.
With who?
Myself.
And?
A dog.
Myself. Batteries. No, the dogs aren't sleeping with me anymore.
Batteries.
And batteries. No. Why? What'd you do?
I went back to Georgia.
Where in Georgia?
Atlanta.
My sister lives there. You should have told me.
That's where I grew up.
You guys could have partied together.
I would have. I actually.
Wanda.
I partied in the suburbs of Beaufort, Georgia. Redneckville. Had a lot of fun, actually.
That's hot. I love redneck.
It was.
Well.
It was surprising.
It excites me.
What did you do? Did you go out to club, go to a house party?
In Atlanta?
Went to, no, in the suburbs, about 30, 40 miles, there's a small town, Beaufort, and it's kind of the growing county. And there was a redneck bar that had a dance club, and we'd spend New Year's Eve there.
Really? How many people?
They maxed it out, probably 300 people in the club.
Really?
Yeah, I was shocked. And I ran into a lot of guys that I used to play football with.
Right.
I haven't seen them since, and a couple of them came in. One's a bounty hunter now. One of them works for the sheriff's office.
Oh my God, a bounty hunter. That is exciting.
Well, he's doing a reality show. Actually, he's being filmed right now.
He is?
Yeah, he's connected with me on Facebook because he's going to be in LA in a couple of weeks promoting it. He's bald, looks kind of like Mr. Clean.
I think we need to have him down. I'll promote his show.
What's his name? Give him a shout out. Maybe he'll come on the show.
I will check into it for you.
Yes. Because I have a bounty out on me.
How was that though? Are they seeing you for the first time as Christina, or
in person? Because I had merged all my Facebook accounts about a year and a half ago. They all knew about it, and some of them have sent me real supportive emails and text on Facebook. But this was the first time that a lot of them see me face to face, and they were. I mean, it was amazing. I was shocked at how well I was treated. Someone came up to me and said, I respected you so much on the football field, and to see you do what you did, I respect you even more to see that you were willing to lose everything to be yourself.
Right.
And it was really nice. I mean, it's heartwarming to sit there and have people you grew up with as teenagers sit there now that we're adults and sit there and say, I'd be the first one to say back then I wouldn't have been able to think the way I am today.
Right.
I'm happy that you're happy, and if you're a little different, so what? You're being you.
But you're not really different. I mean, that's must be important. But don't you also find that the little towns are often, they do have a level of acceptance that bigger towns don't?
For a hometown person.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if an outsider was to come in, no, they don't really want to probably deal with you. But yes, as being someone from a smaller town, I do think they're willing to protect your own.
Yeah.
A little quicker, a little more accepting of that than if an outsider was coming in.
Yeah, see,
Sure.
I think that too. I do.
did you have girlfriends or boyfriends, girlfriends in Beaufort
that I ran into?
Yeah.
No, I did not. No. One of the girlfriends I dated for 7 years was my ex-wife.
Okay.
She's in Dallas now and wants nothing to do with me. And the other girlfriend, no, I have not seen her. She's a little freaked out also. I don't know why. The girls freaked out so much about it.
I know. I don't know why that is. They do.
But they feel like it threatens something that they did. But which is ironic because I still like girls. I've never been into guys.
Right.
So it's not, it's not like I could see maybe if you say, well, I'm gay. Okay, I could see maybe where a girl felt a little used or something. But all I did is change my gender.
Right.
My gender.
They're not getting that. They think that it's the whole gender and then sexual orientation, and they don't really.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's a separation thing. It's true. But we're getting up much more.
Yes.
Okay. Later. Yes. What did you do for New Year's? So I'm just kidding.
We have all Thursday to talk about me and my New Year's.
Did you have a good New Year's?
I did have an amazing
Did you go out?
New Year's. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I was in bed.
Why do I find that hard to believe?
It is so true. I'm getting old. I went to dinner with my mom and dad at 5.
Blue hair special.
Thank you. We got the early bird special.
At the buffet?
Yeah, we did. Close. Chili's.
Hometown.
Chili's was right up there.
Okay.
And then we got done, and I went home, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go out. And then 8 o'clock rolled around, and I'm like,
hit that sofa.
Maybe I better not. And so then I got the shower.
Okay.
Like I was going to. And then I put on my pajamas, and that was it for the rest of the night.
See, sometimes those
I do it's midnight because I live in a ghetto fabulous neighborhood. Where about you live?
Georgia, on Polk.
Near producer Joey.
Right down the street from producer.
Oh, really?
Down the street.
I do.
Yep.
He says I pass him every day.
Well, a lot of people pass him every day.
I'm just saying. He'll probably want to introduce you to his neighbor who lives downstairs.
Yeah.
Who is that? The Marine who lays out spread eagle.
Oh, yeah, I know that one. Anyways, yeah, no. And I was in bed. I talked to all my friends on the East Coast at 9, Midwest at 10.
Bed at 11.
I was asleep by 11.
I'm so disappointed.
I woke up when the guns, when the guns were shooting in my neighborhood. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not in Rancho Santa Fe.
And what ghetto is this?
Normal Heights.
Normal Heights. I mean, really?
Yeah, there was a lot of gunshots.
Oh my God.
And I kept thinking, because I just had my windows done, I'm like, please just don't hit a window. Please just don't hit a window. Hit the house, don't hit the window.
She has no bars on her windows anymore.
Yeah, no bars.
They might be able to get in.
Yeah. Did you do New Year's resolutions?
No, because remember, you said I wasn't allowed to do them anymore.
No, I never said. I do not tell anyone what to do. I suggested, but
have you met you?
Because I just strongly suggest.
You suggest about intentions.
That is my suggestion.
That's right.
Did you do New Year's resolutions?
I never do New resolutions.
Do you set intentions?
No.
You should set intentions. Just a suggestion.
Just a suggestion.
Okay. I will think about that.
Because there's a difference.
I'll take it under advisement.
My Joatch wants down. There's a difference between resolutions and intentions.
And that is explained to people because we explained it last year.
Well, we'll do it later.
Okay.
There's just a difference in it.
You don't have to own your resolutions. God forbid you fuck up your resolution and then all of a sudden it's...
Well, resolutions is you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
I agree.
And intentions...
Ain't no goals, never...
Yeah. And then your intentions are stronger and you own your intentions.
Which is just what you want to tell a trainer, personal trainer.
Which I want to talk about because you are. You're a professional trainer.
Yes.
And you have a studio over...
Hillcrest Fitness at the corner of Park and Lincoln.
Because I pass it all the time. And I'm like, oh, that's cute.
And she steps on the gas.
Yeah, thank you.
So does everybody else. They blew through that stop sign there.
Yes.
They do?
The one at Park and Lincoln, I see a wreck almost every day there. Somebody hits somebody.
Oh, see, I'm a big stopper.
Stupid place.
Well, that
I agree.
stop sign is relatively new, too.
Well, that's what somebody told me, but like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because I've been here a year, and it's been there since I've been.
You've only been here a year?
It's 10 months, actually.
Why does it seem like it's been so much longer?
I was going to say the same thing.
I came out here to visit for the first time in Valentine's Day.
Who'd you come visit?
Well, it was the way I came to San Diego was kind of, well, I don't believe in flukes. Things happen for reasons. People come and go in your life for reasons.
I believe in that too, totally.
Somebody might leave that you don't understand why, but later you do. But I had, long story short, when I was still in my corporate career, I was Facebooking with a friend here that lives here, a girl, a genetic girl, and she knew about a cross-dressing convention in Atlanta. And there was one that I went to when I met Chaz Bono, and there was one coming up in Vegas, and she just asked if I was going. I said, no, I didn't plan on it. Well, tax day I had of 2009, I ended up, 2010. No, 2009. I had to quit my corporate job. I already had some implants, some surgeries. I couldn't hide it any longer. So last second, she says, you going to go? And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess so. I don't have anything else to do. Because I used to fly about 120 flights a year.
Right.
All these miles, everything else. So I went. We had a couple, nice little couple days in Vegas. So I already had a trip.
With the girl?
With a girl. But it was just a friendship.
Right.
And I'd already had a trip planned with a cross-dressing friend of mine in Dallas to go to LA for Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
And so she says, well, why don't you come on down to San Diego? Just drive down. You can stay with me a day or two and enjoy it. I came down here. That was the first time. I had no intention of ever coming here. So we came down here, stayed for a day.
Well, now that is just hurtful. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry?
That was just a hurtful comment. Everyone should want to come here.
Everyone should want to come to San Diego.
I would want to. I just had no reason that I was planning on coming here. And so we drove down, and I met a friend of hers who was a transgender person named Jess Collier, who's now my roommate.
Right.
And we met. We all had a couple days. First day I was here, we went to Moe's, had a blast. I just loved the atmosphere and the way I was treated here instantly.
And they got you fucked up drunk in there.
Well, that's true, but
I mean, let's keep things real.
Okay.
I try to make this sound a little better. My mom might want to.
Yeah, well, she needs to know, okay?
Have you watched her
She
before?
needs to know that alcohol always plays a factor in everything.
All
Probably
decisions.
so. But anyway, so that's it. I fly back home to Dallas. I think that's really it. And then that girl I'd met, Jess, happens to last second they send her. She works for Fox Sports to do the Super Bowl, which is in Dallas last year.
Right. No, wait. Jess is the I girl, not the you girl.
Jess is the transgender that I met.
Oh, that's a you girl.
When I was out here briefly, just all of a sudden.
Got it.
All right.
And so Jess was not supposed to work the Super Bowl because she had just come out as trans to Fox. And they had not planned on sending her. Last second they decided to send her. Last second she sends me a text and said, "Hey, I'm going to be there. You want to go to dinner?" I said, "Absolutely." That big ice storm hit Dallas for the Super Bowl.
Right.
I had a Jeep, so I went and picked her up, helped her out. She stayed at my house. She comes to my house on Monday after the Super Bowl. She went and mailed off some of her stuff that she didn't want to haul back, her equipment, and brings me a key and says, "I think you need to come to San Diego." It was a key to her house she had made. I still have this key. And she goes, "You're in training. I've seen what the reaction of people here in Dallas. You'd be huge in San Diego."
Right.
That was Monday. Friday I drove and I've been here ever since.
See, that is so cool.
I literally packed out. I just got my Jeep and drove out here. Now I called her at El Paso, which is halfway, and I said, "Are you serious about me coming out there? Because I didn't want to do it when I was in Dallas. Wait till I'm already halfway here." So
Yeah. You could always have stopped in Phoenix.
So she says, "No, I wouldn't give you the key." So I came out here and stayed 2 weeks and decided we became roommates. I flew back home, packed all my stuff up at my house for lease, and been here ever since.
See, that's so cool.
What was
so
your-
you still own the house there?
Yes.
That's smart.
What was your corporate work? Was it in fitness or no?
No. I was a national sales manager for a building products manufacturer. That's what I did. Basically, out of college, I was in sales for 20 years in the building products industry.
Okay.
And so it was. I was very good at it. I enjoyed it, and it was very lucrative. So I stayed with it as long as I could until basically you had to make a decision one way or the other. You cut the hair and really push the boobs down, or it's time to put just nuts on the line and go do something else.
So do you just think, because you just don't think they would have been accepting, or?
No. In the building products industry, they are just now starting to understand gay and be tolerant to gay people. They don't have a clue what transgender was. And this was 3 years ago. I mean,
Right.
A lot has happened just in the past year with what Chaz Bono's done, and it's a little bit more success of transgender people. Warren Beatty's son coming out, that they're starting to see that it's not some freak show, corporate clinger, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that there are people like Chaz and myself who, yes, we might be a little bit different, but being transgender is just a unique characteristic of me as a person. It doesn't define who I am.
Right.
That I'm actually, a bodybuilder, a fitness model, a business owner. I'm a normal person. I'm just a little bit different than everybody else. It's not the freak show that everybody perceives.
Right.
So the more that we get exposed, or society gets exposed to role models such as that, they start to understand a little more tolerant, a little more accepting. And so I think transgenders are going through a movement, just like you had the women went through the suffrage movement, and then you had blacks that went through their movement in the 50s and 60s, and the gays kind of had a movement in the 80s and 90s. And I really believe transgender now are starting to get a movement where people are starting to see mainstream America that, okay, well, there are people like this out there. They're not associating them with drag queens and cross-dressers, which are, that's not to do with gender. That's a performance.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about, because I get this asked a lot, and I think it's, to me, it can be confusing. Because there is a difference between drag queens,
Yes.
which I am, and then there are cross-dressers,
Right.
and then there are transvestites,
Yes.
and then transsexuals,
And transgender.
and transgender.
Yes.
I think I'm still forgetting one. I don't know where it is, but I think I am.
Yeah, they kind of don't use that term anymore.
Well,
I don't-
but there is a delineation because I'm constantly educating my family or straight people back in Georgia, especially the difference. I kind of tell them there's drag queens, then there's kind of transvestites, then cross-dressers, then transgenders, and then transsexuals, and it's kind of a lineage that moves through there. Drag queens it's really should not even be in that category.
I don't think so either.
No, drag queens are performers. It's an
Right.
art. It's It's normally
It's
gay.
a business.
Right. I mean, it's normally gay people, but
There are a few straights.
they're true. That's what I said. But if you're going to stereotype a little bit, so maybe that's kind of what gets fit in. But it's an art form. It's a performance. It has nothing to do with gender.
Right.
But it's kind of lumped into the same group. A transvestite typically is more of a man who is gay but doesn't want to admit he's gay. It's kind of like the guy who wants to suck one but doesn't want to say he does.
Right.
So he'll
Like
put on some
the Marines.
panties. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You know, well, they're not going to take any attempt to look feminine. They're not going to shave. They're going to put panties on and go out and perform, and then come back and go, oh no, that wasn't me.
Right.
So that's kind of where a transvestite falls in. Cross-dresser is kind of beginning stage. It's someone who's not really sure. It might be a fetish, but it's definitely the beginning stage of experimenting to see if they feel like there's something going on with the gender. And if it involves more, then that's where you kind of have a transgender, where they're literally starting to transition their gender. They might take hormones or surgeries, and it might be something that evolves further, where they completely have a sex change, and it might not. Like in my case, I don't really plan on doing the full surgery, so I consider myself transgender. If I had the full surgery, then that's when I would consider myself a transsexual.
Right.
But now they are trying to kind of do away with the terms. I mean, they're trying to get transgender as one generic umbrella. And to me, as long as we're doing positive movement, I really don't care what you call me.
Yeah, I don't care either, really.
Girl. You're just girl.
Yeah.
We'll just call you
See,
girl.
and this is how I separate. Well, I just kind of explained it. There's girl, I girl, and you girl.
Okay.
So I girl is the genetic girl, and the you girl is not a genetic girl.
G-U-R-L.
G-U-R-L.
Or it could be almost the opposite, because I was thinking of you. I mean, I like a pole sticking up, and a you. So that's what I was thinking you were talking about. Like the I would be.
Yeah, but with the I, it's more of how you spell it correctly,
Right.
And you is incorrect. So
Girl is how a gay guy
kinda
calls
plays
you a girl.
Yeah, girl.
Girl.
That's how I kind of go. Look, they're yelling.
I know, right? We got to take a break. We're going to come back and talk more about that, and then I also want to talk about the bodybuilding stuff because you're all over the place.
Because it's a new year. We can talk about fitness.
Yes. All right. We'll be right back.
How I can walk faster by a gym.
We'll be right back. We're back. I still can't believe you didn't do your
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Is this, you're starting something new this year?
No, I just didn't want to do it today.
She's in a mood.
I'm in a good mood, actually.
Good. I'm glad
Which
you're
is
in a good mood.
surprising, but I am. So, I want to go back to when your whole transitional thing, because you were very involved in sports.
Yes.
Growing up, because you played football.
I played football for 14 years.
Where did you play?
Played all the way through Little League, 7
No, I
years.
mean what position?
Oh, outside linebacker.
Oh, see. Not messing around. Yeah.
I like to hit people.
So do I. Generally, I like to do it with my car.
Girl. So back to the football.
Yes.
You were outside linebacker. I have no idea what that means.
It's on defense.
That's why I was going to let you go with this, Aaron. I want to see how you go.
That means that you're big, apparently.
I have learned in this community, not many people watch football.
That is not totally true.
Most of my clients don't. I can tell you that.
But
I
then
have
you
more
need to
girl
get.
clients that watch football than guys.
Yes. What kind of clients do you have?
Really, I have transgender clients. I have a couple of straight married clients that live here. I have all mixed. Majority of them are gay men.
But what kind of men are they? Stereotypes it.
Yes.
Are they the little
Stereotype them.
tweakers because they're not into?
No, it's not tweakers.
All right.
No, they're more. Well, what's the other class?
Label whores? Are they little?
Isn't that tweakers?
No, not necessarily.
Was it tweakers or
Circuit.
twinks? What's twinks?
Twinkies.
Twinkies. That's
Twinkies.
exactly what I call them. They looked at me like I was like a little twinkie, a little soft little thing you just crush.
Yeah.
Sometimes got a little attitude.
Pretty much.
Sometimes.
Why?
I don't know. Because they don't eat.
Eat right. They're starving.
Their brains are eating each other. Yeah. Really, they don't know that. But see, I think that San Diego has a huge sports community, gay community.
Well, maybe I just haven't run into them.
I will hook you up with a bunch of them.
Right.
Okay.
Go to
Because
Flex.
there is a huge amount.
Because usually I end up talking to a couple of the girls. I have a straight girls from Lemon Grove that come over, and we talk more football than any of the guys in there. And you can tell they're just like over their head.
Yeah, I'll hook you up with a little sporty group.
Okay.
Yeah.
The lesbians, they all watch the
Well,
games.
you know, because you could even play. You know, they have the flag football
flag
league.
football.
Really?
You should
Yeah,
totally
I did
do that.
actually. Have you seen that lingerie league?
Yes.
Yes.
I actually tried to. I submitted for that.
And
Oh, God.
They wouldn't let me.
They wouldn't let you.
Rude.
No. I know.
Rude. No, but they do have the flag football league. It's one of the San Diego is one of the largest flag football leagues in the United States.
Too old now.
And
No. You should see some of the other players. This isn't tackle.
Yeah, no, it's flag.
It's flag.
Okay, well,
but they still get all aggressive.
Okay, we'll look into it.
I will totally hook you
March.
up.
I think it starts
It's
March.
March. Yeah,
right?
the clinics are affirming now.
Yeah.
February.
Perfect.
It's
Yeah.
huge. You'd probably you'd love it, and I can guarantee you'd have a lot of fun.
I think so too.
And there's like 200, 300 people that play.
People, yeah.
We'll hook you up. A lot of people.
So then you went into you went from sports and then you got into into corporate world.
Well, I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, and so I played football all through there, through high school and college. And I played semi-pro right before I graduated, and then that's what took me to Dallas, Texas. My first job was transferred over to Fort Worth, and I thought I would work a year or two and get back to Atlanta, but I loved it there. And I ended up starting a business, and so financially it kept me there, but I really loved Dallas. It was a great place to live. And I mean, outside of now San Diego, if the opportunity was right, I would potentially go back to Dallas.
I love Dallas too.
It's a great city.
It is.
It has everything. It's right in the middle of the country. It's really good people. It's a stable economy, stable market, great housing prices.
Yeah, it is very Republican though.
Very.
Yes, it is. That's
Yeah,
true.
but San Diego is very Republican too, really. But
I agree.
County. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah.
Had you always been a bodybuilder though? Had you
Well,
always been?
because of football, I was needing to work out all the time and lift heavy weights. And then once I, being a linebacker, your physique is more that. You're not a big lineman that's girth. It's just more upper body strength. And once it got to the point that looked like I couldn't continue football, it was a way of me to continue to compete. Because I always need a goal, a task. I need something to keep driving me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's what kind of led me into bodybuilding. I was actually a gay guy back in Atlanta that I was working out with the gym, and he competed, and he kind of helped me get started. And so I started doing contests back there. Then once I moved to Dallas and had my businesses going, I really couldn't afford the time to compete because it's very, very time consuming. I mean, when you get ready for a contest, you got to dedicate 3 months of your life.
Right.
That's it. You don't do anything but eat, sleep, workout all day long.
Right.
Even people around here who've seen me a lot on the road going, I really didn't see you last couple of months. I was like, honey, I was doing that contest. And I mean, that you live and breathe that.
Right.
So
it's a great mindset. I don't think that people understand that bodybuilding really is
very
intense.
hard.
It's not just
I mean, it's a commitment. Well, I mean, just to build up, that's kind of easy. But when you're ready to actually truly compete, what all you have to do to look like that, I mean, because you can't be that lean for very long. I mean, my body fat was down to 3% before the contest. And so when you see people in these bodybuilding pictures, those are taken all within about a 2-week time. Because even professional bodybuilders, they can't look that good that long. I mean, you'll die. Your liver and kidneys will shoot out. So you take all the pictures in about 2 or 3 weeks time. I mean, you're like a sponge. The moment I came off my diet, I put on 20 pounds within the first week after the show.
yeah.
Going to Brian's. Getting you some food.
Well, actually, I went to Phil's for the first time.
There you
Oh yes, I love
some barbecue ribs.
They do have very good beef ribs. I was shocked. Coming from Texas, I'll give them credit. They're very good beef ribs.
Well, one of my favorite, speaking of barbecue, one of my favorite places in Atlanta, I couldn't tell you the name, maybe you know it, but it's two buildings that are together, and one is barbecue and the other one's like fried foods.
Actually, was it more downtown?
No, it was on the outskirts of town, because I was just driving around Atlanta looking for barbecue, and I couldn't find any, and this was my clue when I was driving by. I mean, it looks like a hole in the wall. It does not look glamorous by no means. I mean, I think you have to live there to know it. And this, no offense or anything, but this, 300-pound black woman was walking out, and I'm like, that's where I'm going. And I pulled in there. It was the best barbecue I've ever had in my entire life.
Well, barbecue started in the South.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I love me some barbecue. Anyway, so go on. Back to fitness.
Yes, back to fitness. Because I'm looking at the Rage here, which this came out a couple days ago.
Yes.
Nice, very nice. Couple of page article on you and Eric. And there are photos of you as a male with your big old muscles looking fantastic, and then you as female looking big old muscles fantastic. So what's the difference between doing bodybuilding as a man versus as you now?
Well, as
Not much.
As now, I have to creatively package a little bit better.
Okay.
Was one thing.
Okay.
The diet and the exercise is much more difficult.
Okay.
It's much easier as a guy, because as a guy I was actually taking testosterone improvers. Where I am now, I'm actually on testosterone blockers and taking estrogen, so it's much more difficult. My diet and cardio was 5 times what it had to be as a guy. So that was what some of the complaints from the other female competitors in the thing was that, I was larger, I'd have it easier, and I'm going, you don't understand bodybuilding. It's not who's the biggest person out there. You can put Arnold Schwarzenegger up there in a bikini. He's not going to win a girls' contest. It's still about how symmetrical is your body, how lean are you, your performance, your posing. So there's a lot involved in it. And it was much more difficult for me, because some of these girls would actually be taking testosterone. I mean, female bodybuilders take steroids all the time. I cannot. I mean, I had to actually, I'm constantly still on testosterone blockers and estrogen.
Right.
So it just made it more difficult.
Now, we're talking about this. We should let them know you recently competed in a bodybuilding competition here in San Diego.
Right, on October 29th.
Right.
It was the Border States bodybuilding contest here at the Scottish Rite Center.
Right. And you were the first trans bodybuilder?
I was the first transgender person to ever compete in a bodybuilding contest.
Okay.
Not only that, I think there's been rumors that there was another person about to compete, but I am so far even the first one that's competed as male and then turn around again and compete as the opposite gender.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
So because there's a transgender buck that was a female to male that I think is going to compete this year, but he never competed as a girl.
Got it.
Oh, he didn't.
No.
Now, would that be easier for him, because then he'll take testosterone?
Yeah, with the testosterone and
In
stuff.
theory, yes. I mean, he's still the disadvantage he's going to have is the bone structure that he'll never have. I mean, that's the one thing. If you ever go to a transgender meeting that's across males and females, it's very clear to see which one's the males, which one the females, because there's going to be a 1 foot difference.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So that's one thing that any female to male is always going to have the disadvantage of. They're always going to be shorter, which can be an advantage of bodybuilding, but then their bone structure, their shoulder width is never going to be, what the size of mine or a typical male would be.
See, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that either.
I did not.
I'm all educated. So now, how did you get into wanting to have a fitness shop here?
Empire.
Is that what you call it? A shop, fitness place?
Empire.
I see the blue Jeep all around town with the little thing on the
Fitness.
back. Yep. Hillcrest Fitness.
Well, I've always been in fitness, and I've actually been a trainer on the side, because when you're in bodybuilding and you're in a gym, somebody always come up to you and going, can you, are you a trainer? Can you help me? So I've actually been training people since I was about 15 years old.
Right.
But it's just always been side business. It was a nice little cash here or there, and it was fine. And throughout my career, I've had 4 or 5 other businesses that I've owned and operated, even while I had my corporate job. I had some sport clips and a mortgage business. So this just made sense. Here I am at a position in my life that I cannot continue in the corporate world. I'm good at fitness. I love fitness, and this is I am unique.
And corporate.
So yeah, it was like a perfect fit. So once I came out here, I just completely put all my efforts now into my fitness business, and I have a tool that I can market is the fact that I'm different. There's no one else out here like me in the fitness business, so it allows me to generate opportunities. Plus, I can offer something. There's a lot of transgender people in this community.
Right. That's what I was just gonna say.
And there's a lot of female to male transgenders here, and that was one market segment that I never really thought about. And it started in Dallas. The very first article went out about me in Dallas, and I started getting calls from female to males saying, oh my God, can you help me? Because you're the perfect person.
Right.
Because I can be completely honest with you of who I am, versus if they came to you as a trainer, they don't really want to tell you their situation.
Right.
And the fact that they have no clue what to do, and what you'll have is like in Chaz Bono's case, where they start taking steroids and they start blowing up.
Right.
That's why one reason Chaz is so big at the time is, someone needs to help him with his diet and nutrition, and I can help them with that. And there's a little running joke that one of my clients, because what you learn from me is I tell clients when you come to my door, there's the door. I am the HR department. If you get offended easy, you might as well leave now, because we call it like it is here, but it's all out of love. I'll never be hateful, and that's all I expect of anybody in my gym. You can talk about anything and everything. I think it helps educate people,
right,
and helps teach people. As long as it's never ever hate, we talk about everything. And so people get to know that about me real quick, that if I say something, you might get a little bit hurt by it, but you realize I'm being loving, or I won't talk to you. If I don't like you, I ain't got time for it. See?
That's all I'm saying.
So I had this one client, female to male, and was starting to get pretty big, but the moment she ran, you know, it was like a girl all over the place. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I said,
Right.
Honey, look, we need to talk. I said, you run like a girl.
Yeah.
Do you want to fix that? And she like cried, or I'm sorry, he cried. And you can do that? I said, absolutely. I mean, you know, have you seen female professional sprinters? They just need to learn muscle memory techniques. And so that actually became my little calling card that my business grew in Dallas simply because of that. Female to males coming to me of saying, you know, here's someone who understands and can help teach me all aspects of not only lifting, but how to be a little bit more of a guy. When you're a guy in the gym, when you're a guy walking around, when you're a guy running, that who else can do that for them?
Right. But no, yeah. And there's not a lot of there. I think that there are more female to males than people think there are in town.
Well, they're very well.
There are so many, and I see them all the time at the center, and I know all of them, and I do agree, they do tend to be bigger, but they all are so interested in working out. They always ask about, you know, gym questions, and you work out, and muscles, and where do you go, and so
you need to hang out at the center, Mark.
Yeah,
I guess I will.
But there are, but I mean, even away from, I mean, I think that even away from the community, I think that there's just generally a lot more than.
You mean that we don't know about?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I personally think that it is a lot easier for an F to M to pass. And they don't have to be in the community if they don't want to be. Because I see them all the time. And I'm like, wow, that dude is fucking hot. And I never would know, never in a million years until I see them coming in, and I love them all. I love them.
I don't love them all.
I do. I love them. You love Connor. That's all we do.
I do love Connor.
Connor's the best.
Connor's a sweetheart.
The one that gave me my Prince Albert was a female to male.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Right? Do you have accoutrements? Any piercings? Nothing?
No piercings, no tattoos.
No piercings, no tattoos.
If you could get a tattoo, what would you get?
Wow, I don't know.
Do you even want a tattoo? Would you ever? No, not really.
I'm very vain. There's not a mirror I don't pass I don't like. So
Yeah.
I'm honest about it.
Well, there's a difference between you and me, because when I see a mirror, I turn.
It's like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no, I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't. So, do you offer? So, at your what do you call it?
Hillcrest Fitness.
Gym.
Fitness, my
The
gym.
gym thing. All right, thank you. So, how does that all work? So, is it members? You join?
It's personal training for an hour.
Like what?
Well, I call it. It's more
because it's not like going to 24-hour fitness. I'm assuming.
Right. No, mine's more of a marketing niche. I call it a fitness boutique because what I offer, it's one-on-one training. It's a very small facility. It was an old house. It's a blue house on the corner of Park and Lincoln, and it's made mainly for one-on-one clients. What I do offer is I have clients all over the world that I offer nutrition and bodybuilding programs for. But right here in Hillcrest, I have a fitness fun camp, which is not a boot camp. We call it fitness fun camp because we have fun in there. I mean, yes, you work your ass off, but it's actually fun. I mean, there's no yelling, screaming. It's my personality, as you see right now, helping people get in shape. And there'll be anywhere from 6 to 8, 10 clients at a time, and we do at the facility. We're training inside, outside. That's Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., one or the other. And then all the other times I train clients as one-on-one. So like if you wanted to come in and it's specifically focused on you, what are your needs? What is it that you're trying to go after? Because I have some clients that are trying to lose weight. I have some that are, like we were talking about twinks, they're trying to build up size. I have some female to males who are trying to learn how to lift. I have some that are wanting to bodybuild and actually compete. So there's all types of variety of clients that I have, and that's what I'm able to offer is my experience from almost 30 years in this business of everything from the bodybuilding to the football to the nutrition to being transgender, that I can really help guide everything specifically for your needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because we're starting a new year, so I stay away from the gym.
Well, in this month at least, because everybody's there right now. Next month they won't be there.
The Valentine effect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is. Although I will tell you, I'll talk about it more on Thursday. I have committed to, and I've started my Wellbutrin, that by the end of January I will not be smoking anymore.
Well, good for you.
And so, yeah. So,
have you had any seizures yet?
Is that an intent or is that a...
That was one of my intentions.
That was one of the intentions.
Yes, it was one of my intentions.
God, please don't take the Wellbutrin while you're driving.
Fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
So, what do you think are the 3 biggest mistakes that people make blowing their I want to lose weight and be a more healthy person?
The most important thing is exactly what you were talking about earlier, making a New Year's resolution versus an intent. People they come in there and they want to do everything today. They want to lose 20 pounds by tomorrow, and they try to do everything at once. And we're just not built that way as humans. Very few people who can just drop cold turkey on everything. So let's start with a little bit of running or a little bit of gym exercise or something, and then slowly over the first quarter work in a little more exercise, a couple more days a week, then start working a nutrition plan. But they want to try to do everything right off the bat, and that's you're just setting yourself up for failure. It's no different than what you talked about.
Yeah.
So it's pick one thing to start with the first week, whether it's I'm going to get up and go walk around the block, or I'm going to actually go to a gym, or I'm going to find a trainer, and just do that and keep eating what you're normally eating and just slowly work in the development. So that's probably the biggest mistake. The other thing I see a lot is people don't really realize how much they're eating. They think they do,
like
and they
portions.
Yes, a lot of it. A lot of people don't know how to read nutrition labels. In our society, we do not teach in the high schools. We don't teach savings. We do not teach the stock market. We don't teach people how to balance a checkbook, and we don't teach nutrition labels. I mean, the most important things that we really need to get out of high school, we don't teach people. Every day, I'll show a client a new one. Okay, just tell me about this nutrition label. It's the exact same one I have. Most people never, and they see the calories and the servings, but they don't understand the fat, the carbs, and the proteins. The 3 most basic things. So if they will just learn that, they can help set themselves up for success so much easier.
Yeah.
Good.
I agree.
All right, we're being yelled at. We're going to take another break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about relationships. We'll be right back.
What? I'm missing that segment.
Ooh, Alabama just won.
We are back. Alabama just won.
Alabama won the national
And LSU got 0.
Zero. This is college baseball that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, and
football.
they played the Patriots.
Hockey. Yeah. Now, it's kind of embarrassing for football, college football team, make it to the championship, be the #1 team, college football team, not score.
Alabama's very good.
Well, obviously.
Very, very good.
All right.
Okay.
I want to talk about relationships.
I do.
I would like to put into the
I want to
segment.
talk about relationships because you have said, and I've read many of the articles that you've been quoted in, and they've featured you. You are not gay.
I love the way that you are not.
Are you telling me?
You as a man were not gay. You are interested in women. You always have been. So are you as Kurt would say, a lesbian now?
It's that depends on what do you consider my sex. Or my gender, because as we were talking earlier, and this is the way I communicate to my friends back in Georgia and my mom, is because so many people associate sex and gender as the same thing.
Right.
Wrong.
Right.
So very easy. I just say, look, sex is what's between your legs, gender is what's between your ears, and sexual orientation is what's between the sheets. It's very simple. Now, most people it's congruent, but some people, homosexual people, they're male and they like males, or females like females. So it kind of depends on my sex. I guess still technically is male. I still have my parts. My gender.
And you don't want to. You are going to keep those, right?
No, I like those.
I love that.
I like it. The girls I date, of course, like it. So and it makes me different. And I guess I really don't consider myself female. I'm more of a hybrid. I'm a little bit of both. I like my guy side. I like that I bodybuild. I like that I race cars. I like that I can walk in a room and still control and own it. I like that I don't have to worry about what somebody calls me or says. So I like who I am, a little bit of both. So if you're going to ask me, am I lesbian or am I straight? I mean, that's your delineation as to am I male, female.
But you don't, so you're not offended if someone calls you girl.
Do you know what I'm getting excited about right now? Is you are resting my theory on labels.
See, that's why I wanted to talk about it.
I love you.
Well, I've said for quite a while, I said labels are for clothes, I am Chris.
Thank you.
So I really don't care what you call me, as long as you don't call me something mean, because then we're going to have a problem. So as long as you're nice and loving, I don't even care if you call me the wrong name. Call me guy, girl. I mean, I still say I'm a car guy. My mom will still sometimes say my son, and she looks at me and says, Mom, I don't care. My kids still call me dad. No, but I'm very comfortable with who I am, and I really could care less. There's nothing anybody in this place could say to me that's going to offend me one bit or make a difference in my life.
Right.
So
I love that.
That's how I kind of am.
It's all about love and how do you treat somebody. If you treat me with respect, I can really care what you call me. Because some people don't even know, you know, especially in the straight society, they're not trying to be mean, they just don't understand.
Right.
And so I would much rather them feel more comfortable of accidentally calling me a guy or saying he, to be exposed to me and learn that I'm just, you know, as another human being here, and start learning more about the transgender community. So that's why I think even the articles or things that I've done, I've got people in my community, you know, say, why do you have that male voice? Because I like my voice. I was a speaker for 20 years. I'm continuing to be. It makes me stand out. It makes me different. I like who I am. I don't want to change your voice. I'm perfectly fine if you want to, but I shouldn't have to. And I'm up here fighting for the right of be who you are. But I do have people in my own community saying that I'm hurting our cause because I'm bodybuilding and I don't change my voice.
Well, and there will forever be that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just say, okay, well, I understand, but please understand that what I'm doing is helping our cause, and you ought to want people like me standing up and saying, judge me on my character and my behavior, not on my appearance.
Right. Now, you're currently single?
Yes.
Right.
So how is it for dating, you know, because I've talked about this a zillion times. How is it dating for you? Like, you know, for me, I get the gay men won't date me because I don't know what, you know, I do something with their femininity.
Right.
But then
they don't want to date a drag
twink
queen.
boy.
Right.
You know, that is far more femme than I am. You know, because I mean, I think, and I've said this, I think, and we know each other, like there is a boy side of me and then there's this side of me. And
I ran into the Charger game.
Yeah, we did. So, how is it for you? And the dating and the...
Are they intimidated? I want to know if girls are intimidated.
Well, I guess so, because I actually have not dated since I came out.
Really?
The beginning, it was on purpose. I was married, and between dating and married with the same person for 20 years, but I cheated on every single person I've ever known in my life because I wasn't comfortable with who I was as a person. I used money and sex to help, that was my addiction, to help battle and suppress who I was. And so once I came to terms with who I was, I knew that sex was some of, you know, it wasn't much as sex, it was just the feeling wanted by someone else. That's why I was out cheating and messing around, when it wasn't that I was taken very good care of by my existing spouse or girlfriend. But there was a girl that I was dating. I had already been divorced. I've been separated and divorced for 4 or 5 years before I started my transition. And there was a girl about 10 years younger, and she helped me bridge this gap. She taught me, you know, to be who you are. Don't worry about people think. Before she even found out about this. So I told her about all this. She was really good in the beginning. Once I started taking the hormones, that's what really kind of blew us apart. So I decided to take those 3 or 4 months that summer, and I didn't do anything. I stayed at home in Dallas. I worked out. I went to school, work, and had my kids. That's it. I didn't do anything. No partying. Stayed home, read books. I said, you need to figure yourself out. What do you want to do? And when I came out of that, I went to the SCC, the Southern Comfort Classic in Atlanta, and decided that I was not going to date a girl for a year, period. I was going to be celibate for a year and commit to making a change in your life. Well, that year has turned into 3 years.
Yeah, well, you know, when it happens, it'll happen.
Well, I moved out here, and so in the beginning out here, it was more focused on business and getting started, and then just, you know, I'm not looking for it. It's just if the right person comes along, great. If not, I mean, my life is fulfilling. I've got a lot of things going on, and I'm happy with who I am right now.
Yeah, that's good.
I bet you get hit on a lot, though.
Well, it's going to take a very strong woman to date me. Think about it. Because you're going to constantly have this to deal with. Every place we go in, I constantly get looked at, you know, and I draw a lot of attention, good or bad. So you're going to have a woman who's strong enough to deal with that and not start to become an issue with us.
Do you notice it? Do you notice people noticing you?
Constantly.
See, I don't notice people noticing me.
Well, it doesn't bother me because when I was a guy, I was a very big guy. I mean, when I used to compete as a guy, I was 6'1", 250 pounds and about 8% body fat. So I was huge. I was just always, my whole life, I'm used to people commenting or when I walk in or, you know, looking. And so it doesn't bother me, but yeah, I can tell. I mean, you can just kind of see the corner of your eye, or especially as you pass, look in a mirror, something to the side, and you can see the ones or the little punky college kids.
And do you ever turn around and be like,
if I've had enough for the day and it's kind of getting to push, and especially those little college punky kids who are trying to figure their own sexuality out and they want to laugh or something, I have turned around and just said, really? And just kind of looked at them, and then they would act like that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
At some point, though, I think you get used to it. I think that's why you don't notice it so much, because
I mean, I do. I don't notice it, but I think about it. I think, you know, my thing is that I don't that I have to think about it because I don't notice it, which is kind of where I got Bodyguard John.
Right.
Because I run around.
Bodyguard John. I heard about Bodyguard John. That's
Yeah, well, he's not here.
He's not here.
Yeah, he's not here protecting me.
Did you have some issues?
Well, because I don't pay attention. Because like I've gotten to a point where I just don't notice people noticing me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think it takes an amazing amount of
balls.
Yeah, to do and for you and yeah. So what I got was that I was in situations where I think somebody could have attacked me, and I would not have even known it because I just don't pay attention. So I try to, when I go certain places, to have people around me so that I don't,
Right. Well,
like when I go downtown San Diego.
Exactly, that's what I'm
most of the
saying.
time when I walk in the streets down there, I like another set of eyes.
Well, but
because I wear very high heels.
You're also Ophelia, and you've been doing it for 2 years. And so, but you get used to it, and so I think that you assume that everybody is going to be like, not assume, but you are comfortable with everybody's going to be like, yeah, Ophelia, we love her, and maybe when you're downtown, it's not going to be the same
I guess I just don't know. It's not really that.
You don't know?
Because even at the Charger game, I purposely stopped to watch to see how many people would notice you.
And what did you see?
I didn't really see anybody.
No, it's what I have noticed. My roommate calls it the gun show. If I have clothes on like this, we don't get as much. But the moment we were in LA and she was filming, the moment I'll have like a halter top on, I mean, it's just when you start getting all the turns.
Oh, why is that?
Well, because my arms are still like this big.
Oh.
So it's...
And they wanted, because everybody loves breasts. So, well,
that is true.
Even gay men, we love breasts.
But I will say that Hillcrest, that's the one thing I love about my neighborhood here is I feel love here. I mean, it's, I go here and I have not one bad experience. I mean, if anything, I have people going out of their way to tell me they've seen this or seen that, and they're so happy that I'm doing well, and I didn't have that in any other city before.
Yeah. We're like a big, small town.
It is. Especially up here.
We are the smallest big city in the world.
No, I think that's Reno.
Oh, you think that's Reno?
Well, isn't that their tagline?
Smallest big city in the world? I don't know.
No, I think it is.
I've never been to Reno. Apparently,
so you're still living with the person that...
Yes.
I see. I'm just now connecting that.
Yes, my roommate
quick.
Jess. Our lease is actually up in about a month, and I like where I am.
You're gonna stay?
I think so.
Gonna stay in town for a little while?
Oh yes, no, I'm definitely staying in San Diego. I love it here.
What's in your future? Are you planning more bodybuilding competitions or
I'm not sure
else?
If, at this point, if I get paid to do it, I definitely would. Right now, I've had a lot of great opportunities from that show. The Huffington Post, I'm an op-ed writer for them now. I've had a couple things in the UK that have gone on that I've been paid for.
In Japan, apparently. You're married.
Germany. National Geographic came out and filmed an episode for their Taboo series that'll come out this summer.
I love that show.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, you'll see one in the summer about transgender. I'm on that. Then there's one that's going to air on Valentine's Day on a Japan television station. They're doing the 10 most interesting stories of 2011. I was one of 10.
Oh, yay!
I don't know.
Like you're number 1 of 10, or you're just in the group of 10?
I'm one of the 10.
One of
okay. Because I was gonna be like, oh, party.
And then a German TV station contacted me last week about something else. So actually a lot of things have been going on just last couple.
Yeah, you've been all over the place quite a bit lately.
That's good.
I've been very lucky.
You have been very lucky.
Well, it's your personality.
Yeah.
You're very warm.
I'm Southern.
Yeah, well.
That's nice.
That's nice. Bless your heart. Yeah.
You do realize what bless your heart means?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It means F you.
Yeah, that's what it means. Tuck off, bitch. I guess it doesn't have to bitch in it, but executive producer MJ Chop is now having a heart attack.
She totally.
Yeah.
We'll be getting an email about this later.
She doesn't like it when I swear.
Can you tell everybody what your website is for you and your business?
My business is hillcrestfitness.com, and I'm actually developing one right now with one of my clients. It'll be ChristinaBruceFitness.com. It's up, but it'll forward you to the Hillcrest Fitness.
And the Christina is 2?
Yes, because my legal name used to be Christopher Gary Bruce, and I always went by Chris Bruce. And so when I started transition, I used to use the name Christina Fox, was kind of my cross-dressing when I was trying to figure myself out. So once I decided to transition, I legally changed my name to Chris, middle name Tina, last name Bruce, so that way my documents could all still be Chris Bruce. And because, again, I'm happy being male and female, so I didn't feel feel the need to have a complete feminine
Right.
first name. You know, Chris is definitely very androgynous, and I thought it fit me perfect.
Yeah, I think it does too. It's very good. How exciting.
No, you've been wonderful. This was very educational. Thank you
You
very
said
much.
something about coming to a boot camp.
Yes, I would totally love to. I love boot camps. Will you go?
How to the
No, she ain't gonna go.
No,
So you said 6 in the morning and 6 at night. I can't really do the 6 at night
I
one.
said I'm going to go and get in the pool and do a water workout.
We could fill one of those little blue swimming pools in my phone.
All right, that would be good. I can do that. I don't like to work
Not
out
at 6 in the
anyone's
morning, so
around.
you'll be at 6
No one can
o'clock.
be around if I'm going to work out.
Okay, well, that's what my gym's made for.
Yeah, I
That's part of
cannot.
the routine.
Yeah, I have anxiety.
Can we go to the boot camp at 2 in the afternoon?
No, right now the boot camp's only because I personally teach them myself.
Okay.
Once as things are starting to grow, I'll probably bring on another trainer. But right now I'm doing 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And you're welcome to come for free. I let anybody come for a week for free 4 times. All I ask is that you tell somebody about it if you decide not to join. So you've got a week. Come out there. You have nothing to lose but wait.
Okay. Do you do it on weekends too?
No.
I'll stop by and say hi.
You can
Right?
wave.
She'll, on her way to Starbucks, she'll wave at us.
Yeah,
Not smoking her cigarette in her car.
exactly. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. It was a
thank you for
pleasure.
having me.
We loved having you. And this was the first show that we've done in 2012. So I just...
Congratulations.
Everybody's been wondering where you've been, because you've been like...
I have been all over the place.
No, you have been quiet.
I mean, because I have been all over the place.
We're going to find out all about that on Thursday. Thank you very much for being our guest.
No, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
And we will see everybody at Moe's on Thursday. See ya.
Bye.